Live from Fern in the Wild in historic downtown Ennis, Texas. This is Coach Talk, brought to you by Webster, McNair, and McLeod on the EnnisSports Network.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody.
Man, we had a good time last Wednesday.
Oh, man, did we ever.
Kickoff to EnnisSports Network right here at Fern in the Wild. And he's Ronnie Greer. I'm Tim Samuels, and we'll introduce Coach Don Drake. I don't know how much of an introduction Coach needs anymore, but we're going to introduce him as he gets ready for his very first, the 108th battle between...
What an inauguration.
No doubt.
108th battle of 287 would be your first one.
Can't get much bigger than that, right?
No, sir. I agree. I absolutely agree.
You know, Coach, welcome back to the set. We look forward to this every Wednesday. And, you know, this is a big week. Not only is football finally back, it is the big rivalry, the Battle of 287. But let's kind of get level set. You've come out of spring ball. You've had fall camp. You had your scrimmage game against Anna last week and almost pulled that out. Had a dramatic comeback at the end to make it, I think, a one-point game or something like that. But why don't you summarize kind of that performance by Ennis? Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve? Good, maybe some good things. Anything of concern and the health of your squad?
Yeah, well, we're healthy. You know, I don't know if you're ever 100% healthy in the game of football, right? But we're healthy overall. Saw a lot of good things coming out of that Anna scrimmage. I told y'all last week they're a very quality opponent. You know, the rankings came out this week. I think they're the number four team in the state in 5A Division II. So a very quality opponent. You know, early on in that scrimmage, I think just the emotion of the game and, you know, being the first time we've gotten to compete against somebody else caught us off guard a little bit, made a few mistakes early that put us behind the 8 ball, but we settled in the second quarter, and the kids did some really good things in the second quarter and then in the second half as well. So overall, very pleased with our performance, but, you know, I told the kids coming in we were going to learn a lot about who we were, right? And I think our kids competed, played very, very hard. And obviously we made some mistakes, and so that gives us an opportunity to correct those, much like I alluded to last week. You know, I'd rather play quality people early and expose some areas that you need to address while we still have time to do that before district play. And so overall, I think it was a great opportunity for us to accomplish those things.
I tell you what, even, you know, those mistakes, there wasn't anything there that can't be corrected, you know, of course, sure, as you're saying. And yes. I tell you what, great grit shown by your kids, you know, to come back there and get back within a point. I know that's something that you most definitely want to carry away from as a positive.
Yeah, no doubt. Just got to keep playing, right? We talked about that on the sideline. You just got to keep playing. I mean, things aren't always going to go the way you want them to go, but if you'll just keep playing, you give yourself an opportunity to get back in it. And that's what we did.
Well, Coach, this is Waxahachie week. We're less than 48 hours away from kickoff right here at Lime Memorial Stadium. Wow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
48 hours.
Yeah.
We finally made it.
We finally made it. It's been a long.
What a long, strange trip it's been. Yeah.
Coach, I don't need to tell you. You've got film. You know, this is a Waxahachie team that was 9-4 a year ago. They play in that proverbial District of Doom, as they call it, in 6A. They made the playoffs, went 3 rounds deep. In fact, barely lost against Bridgeland 24-19 in the regional semifinals. So Coach Tollison over there has done a really good job of that program. He's got several D1 prospects on that roster. What is your summation of what you've seen with Waxahachie coming into Ennis?
Well, I think they're a great football team. I mean, there's no doubt all those things you just mentioned are very true. Coach has done a great job building that program back to a place where it's experiencing a lot of success. They had an outstanding year a year ago, returned a lot of kids off that team, so you would expect them to be extremely competitive again this year in a very tough district and in a tough classification. So, yeah, we've got our work cut out for us, but you know, one of the things I told the kids this week too is, you know, we always put all the kids' names on the board from the opposing team, their height, weight, everything else. And I said, hey, y'all go give it a look, right? Because those 11 guys over there look like a lot like us too, you know, in some spots. And so, you know, if you're not careful, you can psych yourself out, right? If all you read is a bunch of newspaper clippings and stats, and offers and stars and all those things. You got to show up and play the game, and that's what we intend to do on Friday.
Right on.
So there's what everybody has to say, and then there's the reality of that first snap. So I know that you've got your team ready to play, and recap those numbers. We were talking about the numbers advantage as far as kids to pick from in their. What was it, about 1,000 or so?
Oh, they're about twice the size of Ennis as far as school enrollment. We're roughly around 1,800, 1,825. They're probably in the 3,500 range, 3,600 range as far as student enrollment. I don't know exactly what their number is, but a couple of years ago, I think it was like at 3,100 a couple of years ago. And I don't know. Y'all been to Waxahachie lately. You've seen all the growth. So I'm sure they picked up a few more since then. But
yeah, I hate the traffic.
Yeah, so they've got quite a few more kids. Their football program in general, their freshman football team's got, I think, 159 is what Coach told us. We're at 73, so we're about half of what they have as far as football enrollment, right? But that's okay. You can only play 11 at a time, so I think our 11's going to be all right.
You go, you play the game.
That's right.
All right, Coach. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe physical as far as a size advantage a little bit, maybe.
I think in the offensive line particularly, they're big. I think that's one thing last week that I was really pleased with was Anna's offensive line was pretty big too. Very, very comparable to what we're going to see on Friday. And I thought our defensive line held up well with that. I was very, very pleased with that piece of it. I think on the offensive side, their defensive line is very talented too, but again, not unlike what we saw a week ago as far as athleticism and size. And so I thought we had a pretty good picture last week of a really similar football team to what we'll play on Friday.
Coach, when you look at Waxahachie, and you talked a little bit about this already, but they return 40 players from a year ago, 25 of those lettered a year ago, 9 starters return, 4 on offense, 5 on defense. And it's those skill position players that really separates Waxahachie from some of the teams in its own district, like the quarterback who moved in from the state of Nevada over a year ago, threw for 3,300 yards last year and 29 touchdowns. Got a pretty good wide receiver over there, is committed to UT. And they got that big safety. Another one of those snails roaming Waxahachie back there.
They keep pulling those out of the laundry basket or something, man. I don't know what's going on with that.
I think there's one up front of the D-line, too. A snail on the D-line, and then they've got the snail on the back end. So.
And I guess Coach Tollison's son maybe is the linebacker there, the sophomore. Looks pretty good.
He's one of the starting inside linebackers. I think he's a junior this year, but a quality player for sure. Coaches kids, so he's going to play hard and do right.
So as you've gone from the scrimmage with Anna going into this game, Coach, talk a little bit, not necessarily X's and O's, but in terms of what you want to see your team accomplish. You want to go in there, you want to control things like turnovers, you want to minimize those and penalties and all those kind of things. But what else are you and the coaching staff looking for to walk out of that ball game, win or lose, but you played well enough that you feel really good about going into week 2 and beyond?
Yeah, a lot of what we talked about this week is really not about Waxahachie, right? I really haven't talked a whole lot about their football team to the kids, other than the comment I told you a minute ago about, look at the roster, but it's really more about us, right? Success comes down again, and I said this a week ago, and you're probably going to hear me say this a whole bunch because I say I don't repeat a lot. You can ask the kids, but, success comes down to effort and execution. Those are the 2 most important things, and so you have to play with great effort. Physicality is important. I include that in the effort piece. You have to be the more physical football team in order to be successful in this game, and then you have to be able to execute, and we're in control of those things, right? We're in control of how well we're going to play as far as our execution. We're in control of our effort. We're in control of how physical we want to be. And so that's our focus coming out of that football game. That's what I want to see of our kids, right? I want to see us improve upon where we were a week ago in those 3 areas and continue to improve throughout the year. And this is just another opportunity for us to see where we're at and how much further we need to go.
Sounds good.
Coach, you've learned a lot about your team in the last several weeks. What has been the bright spot? You didn't know that you were going to see it, but you've seen it, and it's really made you feel pretty good about things right now.
Well, I just think that they've bought in real well to the culture we're trying to create, right? And a lot of times when you have a new head coach coming in, the kids kind of try to feel their way around. What's this guy really going to be like? But I think they've trusted us in what we're trying to get them to do, and they're buying into that, and it shows in their effort, and I think it's going to show in their performance as well. And so I'm encouraged by that. I believe in that. I told them the other day, I believe in them. They got to believe enough in themselves, right, to go out and do those things that we talk about and play with confidence, and I think we'll see that on Friday.
All right, well, that's Coach Don Drake for the Ennis High School Fighting Lions, and we'll be right back after these messages on the Ennis Sports Network.
Hey Ennis Lions fans, we invite you to come and enjoy Fern in the Wild in downtown Ennis. Located at 211 West Knox Street, this locally owned hidden gem offers farm fresh dishes, all made in-house and from scratch. You will also enjoy craft cocktails, boutique shopping, and Wednesday through Saturday an inviting speakeasy, all in a charming historic setting. Come join us for lunch, dinner, and you don't want to miss the Wild Brunch on Saturday and Sundays. Go to ferninthewild.com to make your reservation. Fern in the Wild. Come make yourself at home, y'all.
Howdy, folks. This is Dr. Matt Boyd. Our staff at Ennis Veterinary Clinic is positively passionate about your pets. We've been providing the very best care for your four-legged friends here in Ennis for more than 40 years. Dr. Jason Zollinger and I and all the clinic doctors are available for full-service medical and surgical care for your furry friends. Come on in and see our newly remodeled facility, or check us out at EnnisVetClinic.com and find some warm hearts for those cold noses. Ennis Veterinary Clinic is proud to support the Ennis Lions.
Harmony Bank is a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions. At Harmony Bank, we believe better happens together. We feel the same when we watch our Ennis Lions come together on the field. Harmony Bank is a community bank dedicated to this community, and we build real connections by delivering unsurpassed banking solutions for families and for businesses. Visit any of our convenient locations in Ennis, Waxahachie, Italy, Rice, Kemp, 7 Points, or at one of our 5 locations in Dallas. Come see us at Harmony Bank. Member FDIC.
When it comes to home building or improvement in Ellis County, one name stands out: Blackland Building Supply in Ennis. Decades of experience, the Blackland team knows what builders and homeowners need: quality products, fair prices, and reliable availability. Their massive 16,000 square foot showroom and 5 acres of lumber ensure you'll find exactly what you're looking for. Visit them at 1701 South Kaufman in Ennis or call 972-878-0995. Blackland Building Supply, local, dependable, and proud supporters of the Ennis Lions. Kozlowski's Collision Repair is run by a family that will treat your vehicle like their own. Located in Ennis, they provide professional and affordable collision repair that you can depend on. Dent removal, auto body work, and collision repair, you name it, and they'll take care of it. Contact Kozlowski's Collision Repair today at 972-875-3900 for all of your collision repair needs. Kozlowski's Collision Repair, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions.
Hungry for real Texas favorites? Come to Alma Smokehouse Barbecue off I-45 in Alma, Texas. Family owned and operated by Jesse and Susan Martinez since 2009. Alma Smokehouse serves up mouth-watering favorites like baby back ribs, succulent brisket, smoked sausage, and much more. They've even got you covered for breakfast. So bring your appetite to 6531 Southwest I-45, Ennis, Texas, or call 972-875-2669. That's Alma Smokehouse Barbecue, where Texas flavor meets family tradition.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild, right here with Coach Talk with head coach Don Drake, sponsored by the law firm of Webster, Karen McLeod, and Ronnie Greer, Tim Samuels. And now we're going to talk about defense with defensive coordinator Coach Price here in just a moment, Ronnie. But Coach, we talked a little bit about Waxahachie, and we got a few more things we want to say about that.
Just a little simple breakdown of the way I see it. What to watch for on game night. Waxahachie, as we said, might have a little bit of a physical advantage, but in the pro column for Ennis is experience, most definitely, and that senior leadership and preparation, I believe, most definitely in Ennis's corner. Turnovers and penalties, that's going to be a battle, always in the battle of 287. Rivalry games often hinge on error and error management, momentum swing potential, big early plays, get a couple of big plays back-to-back that could tilt the game. The crowd, of course, field position and psychology matter in this ball game.
Yes, sir.
You can get on them, get on their head and squash it a little bit and intimidate early on. That might last a little while. But basically, the bottom line, expect a hard-hitting, emotionally charged game. This thing has such history. Both schools are going to be dialed in. It's got the rivalry. You got regional pride. Who gets the turkey leg at Thanksgiving. And school spirit. It fuels every snap. Every snap of the game is going to be paramount. So that's what we look for every Battle of 287, and usually get it.
Coach was over here a while ago, pulled out his phone, and he was looking on Google, and he discovered that the Model T Ford was manufactured back in 1908, which we believe is the very first game that was ever played in this rivalry between Ennis and Waxahachie.
It's amazing. It really is.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been an extremely long time. Everybody's got different numbers, but that's what I go with, man. It's been a long, long time.
Well, Ronnie, we're going to meet Coach Price here in just a moment, the new defensive coordinator with the Ennis Lions, and he gets maybe the unenviable task of containing Jerry Meyer III, the quarterback for Waxahachie, and pretty high-profile young man, 4-star quarterback in the state of Texas. Cohen Brown is a 4-star wide receiver that he's going to throw to a little bit, we expect. And just a pretty prolific offense coach. And before we get into that, though, I think we want to do a little meet and greet and get to know Jeff Price.
We got this saying around here, once in, forever in. And so welcome home, Coach, number one. And there's a lot of people have asked me, and I haven't had the chance to ask you. So who is Jeff Price? Where is he from? And how did you get here?
Well, I'm originally from Fort Worth, Texas. Grew up there and went to North Crowley High School. Graduated from there, and I attended Angelo State. Always knew I wanted to be a football coach. Graduated from there. I did a volunteer year at Haltom High School. Ended up spending a couple years in the business world, trying to find the right fit. After I met my wife, we moved to the Frisco area and had to find the right coaching fit there. Finally was lucky and fortunate enough to get on board with Coach Drake at Kenny Boy, and that's where I really started my coaching career. I was fortunate enough to work for him for 6 years there. Had a few other stops after that, but I've stayed in touch with Coach Drake and really close with Colin and their whole family. And so I've been in touch with the Ennis Lions since Coach Drake arrived, and I've always noticed that it seems to be a special place. Nobody seems to want to leave, and everybody has great things to say about it. So I was, overjoyed with the blessing and the ability to come and join Coach Drake here when he got this opportunity. Super excited to be here. Everybody's been extremely welcoming, including you. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Just really excited to start this next chapter with the family.
Well, we're excited to have you, Jeff. Now there was an interesting bit of your history, something about law enforcement.
Yeah, I think there might have been a little mix-up there.
Let's get that straight. Right?
I'm not sure how that came about. I did spend 3 or 4 years in the business world just trying to find the right coaching fit. It used to be really, really difficult to get a coaching job and a teaching job, and since then it's become there've been a little more of them out there. But at the time it was pretty difficult. So I spent a few years in the private sector, but not in law enforcement.
Where's your excitement level at going in?
Oh, man, through the roof.
Off the chart.
Man, I'm so excited to be here. I was just telling Cash's dad back there how much these kids come and show up to work. They show up ready to work. I've heard since I've been here something different about a Lion, and that's absolutely true.
Well, your predecessor used to say it best. He said there's just something different about a Ennis kid. Of course, that's Paul Willingham. But, hey, I got a question here. Why switch to the 3-down lineman defense?
Well, the main reason we're switching to the 3-down is because Coach Drake told me to.
Well, that's pretty good reason.
But aside from that, that's what I've always believed in it. That's what I've learned under, and I just think it allows you to do a lot of the same things that you can do from a 4-man front, but allows you to be a little more flexible, a little more multiple. I'm a big believer in being able to be symmetrical, and I think it allows you to be symmetrical facing today's offenses.
Yeah, so let me piggyback on that a little bit, Coach. So, and maybe you've answered this in part, but how does this system with the 3-4 fit the strengths of your current roster?
Right. So, I mean, one of the things that I love about the 3 down, about the odd front that we've implemented is that I think you can adapt it to fit any group of players depending on what you have year to year, and that's why I believe in it so much. But I think specifically the way we were tailoring it this year is we've got this, really strong group of senior linebackers that are able to make the checks, make the adjustments, handle the mental piece that they need to handle, and allow those guys up front to really focus on, hitting those kids in the mouth that are across from them and allowing our athletic secondary to, make plays. And so I think it's going to really fit our kids in that the mentality kind of lies with those experienced guys in the middle. Kind of on that line, what do you want the identity of your defense to be? Oh, that's easy. Fast and physical. That's MTH in a nutshell. We're going to be meaner, tougher, and harder than everybody we play. Play through the whistle no matter what. We talk to the kids all the time about, being a relentless unit, regardless of circumstance, playing through the whistle, flying to the football. I say aside from execution, the most important thing, defense is great because you can make up for a lot with aggression and great effort. Offensively, if you jump, it's 1st and 15. Yeah. Defense, if you make a mistake, but you fly to the football, good things can still happen. So. Exactly.
Coach, when I've talked to other coaches over the many years of this business, and we talk about 3-man fronts, that nose guard is such a catalyst for that front. Talk about the nose guard and the main responsibilities that you've got for your folks.
Yeah, so that's a guy that we need to be a really selfless player. I do believe that we have ways to coach different kids with different techniques and able to accomplish the goal. But you'd like to have a big old kid that can demand a double team. The main thing, he's got to be a selfless player. We tell him, he's got to have responsibility and accountability for keeping those linebackers free. We tell the linebackers they got to understand that when they got a bunch of tackles, they need to go pat that guy on the back and understand it was because of him.
If there are 2 on him, that means there's one man free.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay, how do the defensive ends' jobs change compared to a 4-man line?
So, it's obviously a little bit different. Those outside linebackers and defensive ends are kind of swapping some of the job pieces. Essentially, those ends now don't have to hold for the quarterback anymore. We're leaving that job to the outside linebacker now. So what my hope is that lets those guys focus on defeating blocks, coming off the ball, hitting those kids in the mouth, and being able to play more confident, faster, and more physical.
We kind of pretty much answered that next one there, Tim, so I'll go. How will you stop strong running teams with just a 3-down lineman?
So that's a question that you get a lot when you're in the odd front. I think it's a little bit of a misconception that people don't understand is, originally when that 3-4 came about, it was a way to get 5 guys in the line of scrimmage to stop the run back in the day. And I mean, even though football's changed a whole lot, it still gives you the ability we feel like we can put 7 guys in the box, stop the run, make the ball go lateral, and do all those things that we're wanting to do just through the multiplicity that we have in the defense.
Coach, we're going to go to a break and ask you to stick around here for a few more minutes. But you're tuning in to YouTube right here at EnnisSports Network. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of Coach Talk with head coach Don Drake and Coach Jeff Price when we return after these messages.
The boys are back in town, so gear up for another Ennis Lions football season with some new glass. Here at Ennis Glass, the job isn't finished until you're satisfied. Family owned and operated for 35 years, Mike and Chris Vasquez knows what it takes to get the job done right.
So call now and get your free estimate today, 972-878-9902. That's 972-878-9902. Financing available.
The glass that lasts. Ennis Glass, proud sponsors of Ennis Lions football.
When life changes in an instant, you need a legal team with a legacy of winning high-stakes, serious injury, and wrongful death cases. At Webster, McNair, and McLeod, we fight aggressively to secure the full compensation you deserve. With over 120 years of combined experience and nationally recognized trial lawyers, we bring trusted strength to complex litigation. Go to WVMLaw.com or call 713-581-3900. Webster, McNair, and McLeod. When the stakes are high, experience matters. at Permaco Royalties, LLC. We buy oil royalties, gas royalties, and mineral rights. Our primary focus is the Permian Basin in West Texas, but we buy anywhere in the United States. Permaco Royalties, along with its principals, are committed to providing sellers with the smoothest closing process in the industry. In an effort to deliver to mineral and royalty owners, we offer competitive prices and promise to work quickly from start to finish. If you are interested in getting a free offer with no obligation to sell, please contact us at offer@permaco.com. Hey, Ennis Lions fans, keeping up with a business and understanding its tax obligations can seem overwhelming and complicated. McElroy and Associates is here to help. They offer services including accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation. Their office is informal, their staff is approachable, and their rates are competitive. To schedule an appointment, call 469-903-6101. McElroy and Associates. They look forward to helping you discover a better way to run your business.
Getting ready for game day? Doc's Beverage and Convenience Store has everything Ennis Lions fans need, from snacks and drinks to services that keep you rolling. Inside, the Kolache Depot serves up the best kolaches in Texas you don't want to miss out. Need cash? Quick cleanup? Doc's has an ATM, check cashing, and even a car wash that earns you 10 cents off per gallon of fuel. Stop by the drive-thru or check wash to get freshened up before kickoff. Open 24/7 on Ennis Avenue west of I-45. Doc's is proud to support Ennis and the Ennis Lions.
Big mess? No stress. Call Ace Solutions, your local junk removal and bin rental experts. Whether you're cleaning out the garage, remodeling, or demoing a whole building, Ace Solutions has the bin for you. Need construction cleanup? We handle the mess so you don't have to. We're locally owned, available 24/7, and proud to serve Ellis County and beyond. No surprises, just honest pricing and dependable service. Call 972-935-8954 or 214-448-1916. Say habla español. Ace Solutions, you call and we haul.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild. Tim Samuels, Ronnie Greer, along with Coach Price. This is Coach Talk with head coach Don Drake, brought to you by the law firm of Webster, McNair, and McLeod. We appreciate everybody being here tonight. We're going to continue the conversation with Coach Price.
Let me shout out right quick.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Nashville, to Kenny Bolton, waiting up there. He's watching us live. And Marie and Michael Nash, and Carrie, Ricky, and Ellie, and Ellison Day listening out in Chatfield. We sure appreciate that live feed, watchers.
Yeah, we do. No doubt about that. So, Coach, we talked a little bit about the nose guard and the 3-4. We talked about the linebackers and how you want to get them freed up. Talk a little bit about creating pressure on the quarterback, maybe some methodology, some things that you like to deploy from your defensive unit.
So a big part of the process for us on the weekend as a coaching staff is establishing that pressure plan. And so one of the first things we do is we want to identify, how has this offense been pressured? What's their answer to pressure? Is it a hot throw? What's the quarterback's response? Does he scramble to throw the ball? Does he scramble to run? Weaknesses in the protection, what protections have resulted in, sacks. So we break all that down. And then I think, over the course of this past spring and the summer, we've been able to put a lot of tools in the toolbox for the kids. And so essentially we feel like we can bring pressures from all three levels of the defense and do a lot of different things. And basically it comes down to just selecting the tools that we like for the job based on that, after we analyze the opponent each week. And so we feel like we can come up with a week-to-week plan that may look totally different without confusing the kids and without asking them to do something they haven't already been doing.
Well, with the talent level that you have at linebacker and the speed and quickness and what have you, what kind of, how important are the blitzes and stunts going to be?
My belief is that you don't ever want to have to blitz or have to stunt. I think that you want to be able to do that for a reason that you get to choose. But I'm a big old school believer, and I'd love to line up, play base, and hit people in the mouth and not have to do anything else. So
that sounds familiar.
You kind of like that, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, Coach, from a defensive backfield perspective, any philosophical things that you just believe to the core? Like, do you like to play cover 3, cover 1? I mean, how do you like to cover back there on the back end?
So, again, with the defense that we've implemented, I feel like we can play basically any coverage we want to play. The biggest thing for us is that we talk to the kids about all the time is we're going to play tight to routes. We're going to be physical with receivers. So, when people think of like zone coverage, we may be playing zone, but I've got a no-fly zone that when a man enters my no-fly zone, I'm going to go attach to his hip and be really, really physical. We tell the kids, grass doesn't catch balls, receivers do. So run to the man and not the grass. And so I'm a big believer in just being tight to routes, making them earn every catch, and being physical with those guys, especially, when they try to come across the middle and things like that. We talk about that all the time.
Got some big hitters in that secondary. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about those linebackers one last time. I wanted to ask you, what traits make a good linebacker in your system?
Well, I think in any system you want your ball hunters at linebacker. There's kids like the young man you'll talk to here shortly that's just got a nose for the ball and is a great hunter of the football and wants to get to it as fast as he can. One of the things we do is we like to try to simplify it for those guys. Put a lot of the onus on the guys up front. Tell those linebackers who's got the ball. Go get him.
Yeah. Fish them out,
and
right?
not make it too complicated, right?
I love it. I love that, Coach.
So, Coach, talk a little bit about, again, philosophically, you're going to face a lot of spreads, a lot of 3-receiver, 4-receiver sets, empty back sets. Anything that you like to do, tend to go to, like to see, are you still mixing and matching coverages predicated on what the offense has shown?
Yeah, I think we have, and we've been fortunate to play against our offense all spring and throughout the summer that gives us a whole lot of different looks, and it definitely keeps you honest, and it's allowed us to experiment with different things. But again, it kind of comes down to the opponent and their tendencies and what we want to do. We definitely have the ability to, match personnel. And you'll see some of that where if the opponent gets certain personnel grouping in, we're gonna match the personnel grouping in. But we've got base camp answers. We call them camp rules to each formate, to empty sets, and to all that stuff. But we feel like we have the ability with what we have installed to make the plan week to week based on the opponent and what they're trying to accomplish out of each different set.
Well, Coach, what has been the biggest challenge in bringing this defense and installing it here in year one?
I think I would just say that, trying to find a way to make sure the kids keep playing fast. It's not all that different from what they've been doing in the past, but just trying to make sure that the things that they are doing different aren't slowing them down and helping them understand that the most important thing is still to play fast with great effort and fly to the ball. Not worry about making a mistake. If you make one, make it 1,000 miles an hour. Just trying to make sure that we don't slow their feet down by overloading their brains.
I've kind of watched you some during the practices in the spring game and what have you. You get a little excited.
Yes, sir.
And you do so as excitedly on the mistakes as you do on the good plays. And I think that's pretty genuine.
Yes, sir.
You got anything else, bro?
Yeah, just one last thing, Coach. You talked about playing physical, playing fast. Anything else you want to see from your team coming up again in less than 48 hours?
I think Coach Drake touched on it. I want to see those guys get out there and play free from the first snap. We use that term a lot. Play free and be you. Be who you are. Don't let the moment overwhelm. And again, don't let it slow down your feet by overloading your brain. So I want to see them go out there, be who they are, and play fast. And I'm really excited. I can't wait to watch them play.
Well, there he goes, folks. Defensive coordinator, Ennis Lions, Jeff Price. Thank you, Jeff.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Bart Harrison.
All right, we're going to bring Bart up. He's got a little song called This Week in Ennis Sports with Barticus. Come on in.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Come on in, Bart.
All right, you got the 3 minutes.
Don't be a stranger.
Don't let it throw you down on the ground.
No, it ain't going to do that. Okay, schedule for the Lion Athletics this week. Folks, it's football season. The freshmen and JV kick off their schedule tomorrow. The freshmen are at home versus Hatchie. The white team starts at 5:30, followed by the JV at 7. The junior varsity travels to Hatchie to play in Lumpkin Stadium. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. And, of course, Friday, the varsity is at Lime Memorial Stadium for the Battle of 287. Plus, before kickoff, the 1975 state champions will be honored.
If we can get out there, I want to shout out to my teammate, Gerald Nichols.
Yeah. What about it, Gerald?
Yes, sir.
All right, the cross country is in Midlothian this week. Last week, the cross country boys and girls placed 7th at the Wallace Park. The tennis team. We play tennis in this.
Yeah, I guess we do.
Something about some smash mouth or something.
Something like that.
I think they shut somebody out.
But they had a tough loss this week against Kaufman. Last week against Kaufman. This week they played Crandall. Okay, volleyball last weekend won the Silver B Constellation bracket in Terrell.
Not to interrupt you, but they took Crandall down 10-0.
How much?
10-0.
Wow.
I believe that's a skunk.
Okay, also 2 Lady Lions players were placed on the all-tournament team. This week they played West Mesquite on Tuesday and will play Forney on Friday. There is also fall baseball just starting. And in the junior high, football starts next week after the holidays. Junior high volleyball has started. They played against Corsicana and Walnut Grove. And like Coach Joe says, it's great to be an Ennis Lion.
It is. And who do you think for that?
Me?
No.
Blair Curry.
Blair Curry. You better get her in there. I also want to shout out to my former Navarra College broadcast mate, Steve Petty.
Yeah.
Right over there.
Right on, Steve-O.
He used to call a little bit of Ennis Lions, too. Thank you for coming, Steve. We sure appreciate you and Lindsay showing up.
Question for Bart Harrison while we got him up here.
I hope it's not a history question.
No.
You still got a few seconds.
I got 50.
So here's a question.
Okay.
I know you're fired up.
Answer.
You're fired up about
I'm ready to
football
go right
on Friday
now.
night, right?
Let's go.
What are you looking for?
A win?
Yeah.
I'm counting on Coach Drake for that.
No pressure, Coach.
No, none whatsoever. Neither one of the coaches.
Well, you've been watching, knowing you, Bart, you've been out there watching a lot of practice.
They practice in the morning. I don't get to watch them. They practice at 6:45.
You got a job now?
I got a job. I'm usually at work.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Bart, you're ready to go? You're in mid-season form,
We're
fired
ready to
up,
go.
and ready to go?
I'm ready to do this.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Bart Harrison will be with us doing the sideline report, brought to you by
Rooftime General Contractor.
There you go.
Exactly.
See, he's already in mid-season form. He's ready to go.
That's awesome. We're going to talk some more about some sponsors here before too long.
Well, Bart, we appreciate that report. You got a lot going on with Ennis ISD Athletics. We're going to take another timeout. You're listening and you're watching on YouTube right here of EnnisSports Network. This is Coach Talk, brought to you by Webster, Vacnair, and McLeod. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Interstate Bank and Trinity Capital Bank are proud supporters of our Ennis Lions. These two hometown teams share a commitment to excellence and community. At ESB, customers come first with friendly personal service only a true local bank can provide. With locations in Ennis, Sunnyvale, Dallas, and Forney, they're always close by and ready to help. Interstate Bank and the Ennis Lions, two of the best teams in town. Go Lions! Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Jake Willingham, Realtor and Team Leader of the Willingham Group at Keller Williams Realty and proud supporter of the Ennis Lions. We want to wish the Lions all the best this season and thank the community and our clients for their continued support. We're not just about buying and selling properties, we're about building relationships and providing you the best possible real estate experience. Give us a call at 972-740-6851 or visit our website at soldlikeamug.com and let's tackle your real estate goals. Go Lions!
Let's be honest, moving is stressful. Nobody looks forward to packing up and hauling out. That's why you want to call Frank Weaver at A1A Movers in Ennis. One quick phone call, a few details, and just like that, your move is booked. Their team, total pros, friendly, experienced, and efficient. This isn't a weekend gig for them. Moving is what they do, day in and day out. Homes, businesses, local or long distance, one haul does it all. If you're planning a move, get with the crew you can trust. Visit A1AMoving.com. A1A Movers, your move made easy. Rooftime General Contractors is a full-service contractor serving Ennis, Waxahachie, and the DFW Metroplex. Rooftime brings an experienced, friendly, skilled, and knowledgeable staff to your projects with 30 years of experience in residential and commercial insurance claims resolution. If you have storm damage and you need a free estimate or an inspection, contact EHS alum Joanne Jones, Scott Laza, or Blake Butler with Rooftime General Contractors at 972-723-8463 or follow them on Facebook. It's prime time for Rooftime.
Howdy, folks. This is Dr. Matt Boyd. Our staff at Ennis Veterinary Clinic is positively passionate about your pets. We've been providing the very best care for your four-legged friends here in Ennis for more than 40 years. Dr. Jason Zollinger and I and all the clinic doctors are available for full-service medical and surgical care for your furry friends. Come on in and see our newly remodeled facility or check us out at EnnisVetClinic.com and find some warm hearts for those cold noses. Ennis Veterinary Clinic is proud to support the Ennis Lions.
Harmony Bank is a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions. At Harmony Bank, we believe better happens together. We feel the same when we watch our Ennis Lions come together on the field. Harmony Bank is a community bank dedicated to this community, and we build real connections by delivering unsurpassed banking solutions for families and for businesses. Visit any of our convenient locations in Ennis, Waxahachie, Italy, Rice, Kemp, 7 Points, or at one of our 5 locations in Dallas. Come see us at Harmony Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild. We got Cash Hendrix joining us on the set as we continue with more of Coach Talk right here every Wednesday night from Fern in the Wild. Brought to you by Webster, McNair, and McLeod. For Ronnie Greer, I'm Tim Samuels, and Cash, welcome. We look forward to chopping it up with you a little bit right here. How's that sound?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I thank y'all for having me up here
Absolutely.
this evening.
I think it's big country is what they call this.
Yes, sir.
Big country. Well, tell me about it. BC, what being an Ennis Lion mean to you?
Well, to me, being an Ennis Lion means always giving it your all, always fighting, and always, like I said, giving it 100%, being tough as a nail. All of those attributes were instilled in me at a very young age, not only from my parents, but from my coaches. And I really believe that that's what it's all about, and fighting for your brothers every day.
Well, in less than 48 hours, it'll be game day, right?
Yes, sir, and I'm pumped. I'm excited.
So what is that one thing that Cash Hendrix loves to do on game day? Is it a song? Is it music? Is it food? You got any kind of stereotypical behaviors that you just got to do it on game day?
So there's a certain song that I like to listen to on every game day. And I'm I like 60s, 70s, and 80s rock.
Okay.
So.
Nice. You been hanging out with this guy or what?
I guess so. No, but that song is All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix.
Ooh, okay.
My goodness.
And so I have to listen to that before every game at least once or twice.
Okay.
So
that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Man. That takes me back right there, man. I like
Yes, sir.
that. I like this kid already, man. All right, defensive leader, how do you do that? What does that look like? What does a defensive leader look like? What does he do?
So for me, it is always trying to keep the other guys' heads up. As you know, there are defensive busts. There's defensive things that don't go our way. And so when those things happen, it's always trying to keep their heads up, trying to go to the next play. Always look at the next play. Give it your all. And be the guy that gives it your all and 100% every single play. So, I mean, when the other guys see that and they see you as a leader doing that, they're going to follow.
Lead by example, absolutely.
So, Cash, you've kind of answered this question in part, but as you think about, this is your senior year.
Yes, sir.
And you're one of the mainstays in that linebacker core.
Yes, sir.
How do you lead by example? How do you lead when the moments get tough, when you have stretches of a game that don't go your way? How do you keep your team locked in?
So like I said, and you're saying, there's always defensive things that don't go your way. And same thing with offense. But when those things happen, you have to keep your head up. You have to look at the next play. And you have to know that and tell yourself that that's not going to happen again. You are not scoring. That's not how this game's going to go. You have to play with an attitude. You have to play 100%, and you have to be physical. So, I mean, I think being that as an example to the younger players and everybody else on the defense is how you do that.
There may be a little bend sometimes, but you're not going to let anybody break, right?
And having that mindset of you can't break me will get you a long way.
Where is your balance between, being a vocal leader and letting your play do the talking for you?
So there's times when I know that I can just totally whoop a guy. And so when those times come, I don't say a word. There's also times that I know I can whoop him, but I'm going to let him know I can whoop him too. And so I think I have a good balance of being vocal, and being physical, all and letting the pads talk all in one.
So you had your scrimmage game against Anna last week, and now it's been full tilt, get ready for Waxahachie this week.
Yes, sir.
So, Cash, talk a little bit about your favorite part of getting ready for an opponent. Is it film study? Is it on practice, in practice? Is it skull sessions? What is it that gets you most jazzed up, that you love to do the most in preparation?
So I like, me personally, being a linebacker, I love the full contact. And I mean,
you just want to hit somebody.
Yes, I just absolutely love the full contact 100%. I love that part. I also love the film sessions where we can sit down and see what we're doing right and wrong and see how we can get better and what we did great. So, but if I had to put one thing on the podium of being number one, my favorite thing, it's probably going to be the 11-on-11 sessions, the 7-on-7, anything that we are just full contact, go at it. And that, like I said, that's my favorite part.
I know.
What kind of respect do you have for those guys that you have to go against, that have to face you every day in live?
So I have a lot of respect for those guys, because there's a lot of guys that, and we've encountered them through this year already, that will cower down and quit. And for you to be able to look at the same guy constantly every day and line up and go 100% and hit each other like that, it is it gets down on you sometimes. But keeping that mindset and the respect for each other that we have, and the respect, like I said, that I have for those guys, because they can do that every day, it's really good.
We'll follow up. What kind of mindset? I mean, what do you want your defense to carry every snap?
That offensive ball is not getting in that end zone. I want them to have that mindset of, you are not scoring and that you can't break me, and I'll get up time and time again, throw another punch. Yes, sir. So tough as nails.
So, Cash, let me ask you this, because you're a senior leader. So I'm going to pick on you with this question too, right? So when people make mistakes, because it's going to happen, how do you get on to your teammates about those mistakes? I mean, there's all kind of fiery leaders. Do you get in their face? Do you talk about it then? Do you pull them to the side? How do you handle mistakes and look for correction in a way that you would deem appropriate and necessary?
So a lot of times it really depends to me on what the mistake is. I mean, if it's something big, I think that sometimes getting in their face, they may need that. I think that after practice, it is good to talk to them, though. Even if you have to get in their face after practice, talking to them and letting them know that you don't absolutely hate them just because they messed up is a good thing. But I think getting on their butt and getting in their face sometimes is a very good tactic of leading and letting them know that they made the mistake and that they can get better, because you do believe in them. And I think that's a way that you can show that.
Okay, Cash, what is the bond? I mean, what brings this defensive unit together? And it doesn't have to be one thing. I mean, what are the things that this defense thrives on that brings them together as a unit?
Well, so to me, what brings us all together is a lot of us grew up together. And, there's guys like Kylan Johnson that plays safety, Jalen Kidd that plays safety, Chris Trent, Elijah Davis, all the D linemen, Kalijah Parker, Aiden Jones.
Relationships.
Yes, it's just there's everybody there that we've been a part of for so long and played together with so long, that bond has just grown over time, and just getting to spend time with each other outside. Over at JC Park, there's the volleyball courts. There's been several times that all of us guys go out there and have a good time and just bond. I think that part of football is the bonding, and knowing that your brother is going to fight for you the way you're fighting for him. And so having that bond and knowing that, I think, is a really big part of it. So yes, sir, I would rank our bond very high.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Cash, this question falls along those lines as well. So every team is different from one year to the next, and this is your senior year again. And what makes this team different? I'm not asking, is it better than other teams that you played with? What makes the identity of this team different from teams in the past?
So, to me, and all the teams that I've been on in high school, this team together, like you're saying, the bond, the know that we're going to be there for each other, the know that the will to be there for each other, I think is a lot of it, because I've been on teams in the past that have kind of had their groups. We're not just, a group here, a group there. We're all together and we all function as one. And I think this team this year is going to do really well with that, because we do have such a good bond.
What, if you could leave a message for the teammates coming behind you and the Lion Nation, what would it be?
Don't ever give up and don't quit. Be there when you don't want to, and give it your all. Be tough as nails. I mean, I know I've said that a couple of times, but I mean, that's the best way I know how to put it. When you have that you can't break me attitude, then I mean, you can do anything, and you can really be successful through that.
And it's infectious.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful. Cash Hendrix, y'all. Give the young man a hand.
I thank y'all for having me out here this evening.
Appreciate it, Cash. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
There it is, folks. Appreciate Cash. How about one more round of applause for Cash? Appreciate Cash. We'll take another quick timeout. We'll be back with more of Coach Talk right after this.
Looking for the best personal protection and hunting season needs in town? Mosey on over to Ennis Pawn & Loan, your one-stop shop for everything from tools to treasure. Located at 901 Lake Marble Road in Ennis, where we buy, sell, and trade tools, jewelry, gold, silver, and more. Our experienced team is here to help with appraisals and repairs. Our license to carry classes are held every second Saturday of the month, with private sessions available upon request. Visit our shop or give us a call at 972-875-9200. Ennis Pawn & Loan. Trusted, local, and always loaded with great deals.
Navarro Contracting is locally owned by Ennis Lion alumni Corey and Cody Navarro, offering turnkey construction services and excellent workmanship. Navarro Contracting has 14 years of experience and keen knowledge of the industry. You will receive exceptional customer service and hassle-free completion of all your project needs start to finish. For a job well done, call Navarro Contracting at 469-550-4515, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions.
The boys are back in town, so gear up for another Ennis Lions football season with some new glass. Here at Ennis Glass, the job isn't finished until you're satisfied. Family owned and operated for 35 years, Mike and Chris Vasquez knows what it takes to get the job done right.
So call now and get your free estimate today. 972-878-9902. That's 972-878-9902. Financing available.
The glass that lasts. Ennis Glass, proud sponsors of Ennis Lions football.
Kozlowski's Collision Repair is run by a family that will treat your vehicle like their own. Located in Ennis, they provide professional and affordable collision repair that you can depend on. Dent removal, auto body work, and collision repair, you name it, and you'll take care of it. Contact Kozlowski's Collision Repair today at 972-875-3900 for all of your collision repair needs. Kozlowski's Collision Repair, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions.
I'm Jeff Irish, your Ennis Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Ennis Lions football on the EnnisSports Network. Call me today, 972-875-4706, or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs. Making sense of investing. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Are you looking to buy or sell your new home in Ennis, Ellis County, or beyond? Call Amelia Valdez at City Real Estate, where we turn for sale into sold. Bilingual, professional, and dedicated, Amelia and the City Real Estate agents offer a seamless professional service with a personal touch. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or ready to list property, Amelia Valdez and her team have the experience and passion to guide you every step of the way. Visit us at 102 West Ennis Avenue or call 469-658-5506. Amelia Valdez, City Real Estate. Your home, your future, your sold.
And we are back at Fern in the Wild. Welcome back, everybody, with Coach Don Drake. Coach Talk brought to you by the law firm of Webster, McNair, and McLeod, and Coach Drake has joined us back up here on the set. How about a big round of applause to our good folks right here at Fern in the Wild for all this hospitality.
Man, I tell you what.
Amazing.
I want to thank everybody that had something to do with it here at the Fern in the Wild. You talk about a great host. Hey, we also want to thank Harmony Bank, who's the title sponsor for the ball games, and of course Webster, McNair, and McLeod, is the title sponsor of the Coaches Show. McElroy and Associates, Edward Jones Investments, Jeff Irish, City of Ennis, Doc Beverage, Kolache Depot, and I do say depot on a purpose.
You always have.
Kozlowski Collision Repair. You bend it and they'll mend it. Hey, Ennis State Bank, Trinity Capital Bank, Doc Mac Boyd, Ennis Veterinary Clinic, Ennis Glass, the last, Roof Time General Contractors, Blackland Building Supply, Jake Willingham with the Willingham Group, Lone Star Railroad Contractors in the house, Permaco Royalties, Navarra Contracting, the Baker Firm. It's always better with Baker. Alma Smokehouse. Y'all get out there and get you some of them ribs now. A1A Moving, your move made easy. Ennis Pawn and Loan. Amelia Valdez, City Real Estate, and Ace Solutions. If you need a dumpster, you need some junk hauled, you call Ace. They've done it. All right. I want to thank each and every one of those people. You can't imagine, folks. It's humbling the way this thing has gone with the support that has just, it's an uprising, you know, and it really, really does humble one when people want to give you their money, you know.
Yes, sir.
So we certainly do appreciate it, and we're looking forward to improving all of those businesses and doing the positive side for them.
I've got the most important question of the night, though.
Yes, sir.
Coach, what did you have for dinner? I don't think we found out. Did you do the chicken fried steak again?
I haven't eaten yet.
Oh.
I usually don't eat before I get up here, so I'll wait till after we're done.
You don't want us hearing your stomach rumble?
That's right.
There's Becky McCarty right there. Look at her.
How about that?
She's the one that baked them rolls.
You were telling me about those rolls.
I could eat a dozen of them.
I thought you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't be here. I'd be in a bed somewhere.
I bet Sandy's got some boxed up to take home.
She probably does, and a piece of coconut pie. Well, Coach, man, I tell you what can you say? Tell us. I mean, I know you're excited. I know the level is off the chart. But what do you see in Waxahachie for it? I mean, how are they going to do what they do, you know, defensively and stopping you? And let's counter that.
Yeah, they're a 4-2-5 defense, and so it's not too much unlike what we saw last week, which I think is a help for us. You know, we saw a 4-1 defense last week, and there'll be times on Friday that it'll look like the exact same for us. They do play a lot of cover 2 defense, you know, behind that front. And so, you know, I think the big keys for us, we obviously have to be able to protect Chris, you know, so he can throw the ball. I mean, that's going to be really important. Got to establish a run game, which we had some great opportunities last week in the run game over at Anna that we made. You know, we made some great plays in the run game, and we barely missed some really big ones in the first half. And so we were able to show the kids that on film, and they could see really how close we were in our execution, right? We just make another block here or hit the hole a little better here. You know, we had some opportunities for some really big plays in the run game. So I'm excited about that, being able to line up against them on Friday and really see kind of how much further along we are, you know, based on what a week ago. But, you know, as I said before, their defensive line's a talented group. I mean, they have got 2 big defensive tackles that we're going to have to contain, and you know, Ryder Newman's back there, and we moved him to center this year because he can handle the middle for us. Did a great job last week. Anna had about a 340-pound kid in there last week, I think, and wow. Ryder did a great job against him, and so very confident in what he brings to the table. And And those other guys up front that are around him just continue to play better and better each and every day. And that's so key. We tell those guys all the time, if you guys play well, we got a chance to play really, really well offensively.
We're looking forward to having Ryder in that chair.
Yeah.
On down into the season.
His time's coming. You may just made him nervous back there. I don't know.
Well, if he's well-spoken like his daddy, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
So, Coach, you talk a little bit about, Ryder at the center position. Talk a little bit more about your offensive line play. Do you feel pretty good about the trenches, both on the OL side and the DL side going into Friday night?
I do. I feel like that offensively, again, in the offensive line, we've got a bunch of new faces in there, right, that don't have a whole lot of varsity experience, at least at the positions that they're playing, Big Duke Dickerson is playing right tackle for us. Last year he played on the defensive line. Ryder was playing tight end last year, so he's moved into the center role. So we've got some guys with some varsity snaps under their belt, but not necessarily the position they're playing for us right now. And so, over time, they continue to improve and get better just simply because they learn the craft better, right? And that's what's so key. But really, really feel good about where we're headed with that. I know that we were pretty upfront about, that was kind of our most inexperienced group offensively were those five guys up there. And after last week, I feel like, man, we've made a lot of progress, and I'm excited about what they're doing, and so feel real good about it. And our receiving core continues to improve. We've got a few guys that are playing both ways. Kylan Johnson's one of them, so you'll see Kylan play on both sides of the ball for us on Friday, at safety and also at receiver, and so we'll try to get him as many touches as we can. He's an explosive player, as y'all saw last year as well. And, when Darius Jones at the backfield, Wendy's pretty special.
So glad that he came through that little bit of a scare that we had last week.
Yeah, and he when he hits the hole clean,
man,
he's got an opportunity to take it the distance
he's
from wherever
showing him his
he is.
heels.
That's right. And so, he broke that long touchdown run last week, and I'll be honest, there were a couple of others that we were about that close, right? For some huge plays in the run game. And those are all created by that offensive line up front. But, it's his skill set, too, of being able to find that hole, hit it, and then be full speed when he does. And he's pretty fun to watch when he does those things.
Well, you talking about Dickerson. These guys, they want to call him Baby Duke.
Yeah.
I'm not calling him Baby Duke. Y'all can call him Baby if you want to. I'm calling him Double Duke.
Yeah.
How about that? So
he's a big old boy.
I mean to tell you. Now, Baby ain't coming out of my mouth when I'm talking about Duke.
He's a really nice kid.
He's going to be a grown man one day.
Well, he's pretty grown already.
That's what I'm saying. And that's scary.
We trying to help him find his mean streak too. And man, when he cranks it up, I don't know if there's too many people want to stand his way.
I know that's right.
He gets that big body moving. It's pretty tough to slow him down.
Yeah.
Coach, how you feeling about the depth of the squad right now? I know we got a long season ahead. You're going to rely on that depth. Are we feeling pretty good about that right now?
Well, I think it's, depth's always an issue, I think, no matter who you are. I mean, it's tough, right? I mean, I just mentioned we have a few guys that are playing both sides of the ball, and so, we're doing that out of necessity, no doubt. Feel like we've got some quality depth in our two lines, which I think is really, really important. Those guys are in the trenches, and they're rocking off the ball and making contact with another big human on every snap, right? And so you got to have some depth in the offensive and defensive line, particularly the defensive line for sure. And so, you were talking about Kalijah Parker, the nose guard, when you had Jeff up here, and man, what a great player. And between Kalijah and Ryder rocking off on each other every day in practice, they're making each other better.
Yes.
I mean, they really are. And I'm sure they get tired of probably hitting the same guy every single day, but they do it about 90 snaps a day, right? And so they're making each other better up front. Those other guys up there are really excited about where we are on the defensive line as well, and just feel good about where we're headed. Really do, and excited about Friday, and just kind of again another chance to perform, right?
And it's a coaching skill right there that you're talking about, is having those kids realize that what they're doing there is making each of them better. And that's creating that bond that we were talking about with Cash.
Sure.
They know they're helping each other every snap.
Yeah, I mean, when Darius Jones, I was just talking about him, a running back. He's the scout team running back that Cash and them are tackling every day in inside hole, right? And so, I mean, our varsity kids scout for each other every day. Our JV kids are on the other end of the field scouting for each other every day. So, you know, we're playing against quality competition every single snap in practice, whether it's 7-on-7, inside run, or team. You know, our number one defense is playing our number one offense every single day. And so our kids have an opportunity to improve and get better through that. You know, when we first started doing that, I think it was probably a bit of an adjustment for a lot of them because they don't really get a break in practice. I'll be honest. Like, we go to inside hull and, you know, in 8 minutes, we're going to get 24 snaps. That's our goal. So, you know, those guys aren't getting a breather. You know, they just line back up and do it again. And they've learned to adjust to that pace, and that improvement's happening as a result of it.
Well, we sure appreciate you, Coach, coming out, and have really enjoyed the conversations the last couple of times. Looking forward to the Battle of 287 in Waxahachie, 108th time. Tim, take us home.
That's it right there, Coach. Next time we see you will be on game day.
That's right.
We look forward to that Friday night from Lime Memorial Stadium. If you can't be there, and please get there. If you can't, tune in to us. You'll have all your audio and video right here on EnnisSports Network. All of 2025. Coach, thanks a bunch. Appreciate it. Good luck to the Lions this Friday night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Go get you an Indian. That's what I'm talking about.
To tell you.
Appreciate everybody tuning in live today. For Ronnie, Greer, Cody Dickerson, Rick Nelson, Bart Harrison. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. We look forward to the broadcast on Friday night. Coach's show, pregame show, will be at 6 o'clock.
At 6:30.
6:30 on Friday night. So if
this coaching show will replay at 5:15.
There you go.
Right before pregame.
So a little game day experience, a replay of this at 5:15, and our pregame show at 6:30.
Get your popcorn.
With kickoff at 7 o'clock.
Or better yet, come to Fern and get your a chicken salad sandwich and take it home with you. How about that? Yeah. All right, well, thank you.
That's going to do it one last time. This has been brought to you by Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod. We'll see you again next week. Thanks, everybody.
When life changes in an instant, you need a legal team with a legacy of winning high-stakes, serious injury, and wrongful death cases. At Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod, we fight aggressively to secure the full compensation you deserve. With over 120 years of combined experience and nationally recognized trial lawyers, we bring trusted strength to complex litigation. Go to wvmlaw.com or call 713-581-3900. Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod. When the stakes are high, experience matters. Hey, Ennis Lions fans, keeping up with a business and understanding its tax obligations can seem overwhelming and complicated. McElroy & Associates is here to help. They offer services including accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation. Their office is informal, their staff is approachable, and their rates are competitive. To schedule an appointment, call 469-903-6101. McElroy & Associates. They look forward to helping you discover a better way to run your business.
Getting ready for game day? Doc's Beverage and Convenience Store has everything Ennis Lions fans need, from snacks and drinks to services that keep you rolling. Inside, the Kolache Depot serves up the best kolaches in Texas you don't want to miss out. Need cash? Quick cleanup? Doc's has an ATM, check cashing, and even a car wash that earns you 10 cents off per gallon of fuel. Stop by the drive-thru or check wash to get freshened up before kickoff. Open 24/7 on Ennis Avenue west of I-45. Doc's is proud to support Ennis and the Ennis Lions.
When it comes to keeping your railroad on track, trust the experts at Lone Star Railroad Contractors. Family owned and based in Ennis, Texas since 1993, we're a 24/7 on-call service for maintenance and construction, covering routes from New Mexico to Nebraska, Texas to Tennessee. Don't get derailed. Let us keep your rails clean, safe, and moving. Proud sponsors of the Ennis Lions. Visit LoneStarRailroad.com or call Josh Newman at 972-878-9500. Lone Star Railroad Contractors, we're making tracks.
At the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, our goal is to complete your real estate transaction as quickly and smoothly as possible. Located at 116 North Dallas Street in historical downtown Ennis, the Baker Firm is here to service all your real estate needs while still providing that one-on-one personal relationship. Whether you're buying or selling a home, investment, or commercial property, we can help you get from contract to close, all while offering the best customer service in the business. Call us at 469-894-2152. The Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title. It's always better with Baker.
Interstate Bank and Trinity Capital Bank are proud supporters of our Ennis Lions. These two hometown teams share a commitment to excellence and community. At ESB, customers come first with friendly, personal service only a true local bank can provide. With locations in Ennis, Sunnyvale, Dallas, and Forney, they're always close by and ready to help. Interstate Bank and the Ennis Lions, two of the best teams in town. Go Lions! Member FDIC, equal housing lender.